Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ibrahim Nwagui Co. This is Corporate Dropout University, and this is another episode of the Check-In, where we check in with our favorite hustlers, entrepreneurs, influencers to see how they are doing during these, depending on who you talk to, challenging times. We have another great conversation lined up tonight. I will let this young lady introduce herself and her brand. Uche, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank
You
you for having
finally, you
me.
finally got you on here.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Ibrahim. I'm doing okay. Especially today. Today has been one of its kind. It's been I had a lot of activities packed for today, but in between the day my internet went out, so I had to
Right.
like drive over to a friend's place, come back, get ready for an event, then come back again for this. So yeah, but all in all, staying healthy, being safe, that's what's most important. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. So elaborate a little bit. I know you were kind of telling me, about the event earlier.
Yeah.
Kind of touch on that. Like, what was that? What did that entail? What was the name of that?
So it's there's an event called Black CEO. It's usually been held in Atlanta annually. It's been going on for 5 years now. This year it's going to be virtual, and we're recording. The event is going to be from the 22nd to the 27th. So I was
Mm,
one of the panelists on, one of the topics. It's mostly about um, helping, because this is the Black History Month. So trying to inspire more Black people to like share their skills. That's it.
yeah.
Because we're highly skilled. We're blessed. We have I heard that we have a very high buying power. Like we have the strongest buying power in the
Mm,
entire world. So if we do have that, we need to support each other. And also you have to share your skills as well. Like don't sleep on your skill, don't sleep on your talent. So it's mostly what the program is all about. So I had to today was my session. I had to record for it. I took my lunch time from work to record for it and then went back to work, clocked out and came here. So it's been a very busy day, I would say, because everything I had to do, I love it. Like I love being here. I love doing that. I love working. So yeah.
so just in case anybody was wondering why you look like you just stepped off the red carpet, it wasn't for the check-in. I'm not gonna pour it.
No,
It
like
was because
I didn't actually dress up for this. I just did not want to dress up again. But you know what? You guys deserve this, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey man, come on now. I might start. You know what? You might set a trend. I might have start a dress code. Even though all I wear is my branded T-shirt, I don't wear that every day. I almost wore it to
As a
a
fashionista, I have to
cocktail
be
party.
extra as well. So it's like I can pass for that.
So Uche, let's talk a little bit about like your background, where you come from, and how you birthed your brand and what your brand is about.
Okay, yes. I'm from Nigeria, proudly Nigeria. I did relocate to the United States 9 years ago. Wow, it's been a long time. Well, 9 years ago, um, I'm the founder and CEO of Uche Exclusive, which is a women's clothing line. Well, there's another one coming very soon. It's not going to be just women. So for now, I would say women's clothing line, where I use African prints to produce contemporary designs, and everything is made and produced in Nigeria because the fact that I left Nigeria, I also want to contribute to my community, and not just that. I also want to I want to be able to pay them what they're worth. Like the
Hmm.
wages for some people and not enough. It's worth nothing. So I want to be part of that contribution that, I'm able to pay people. I mean, you can never pay one what they're worth actually. Pay people above the minimum wage, actually, way above the
Yeah.
minimum wage. So that's my goal. That's why I produce everything in Nigeria. I design them, I do all of the illustration and all that, but the production is actually in Nigeria.
Man,
So
that's
yeah,
important.
that's I always want to go back to my roots. And the thing about African prints is that it's rich in culture. That's why I choose African prints. Whatever I do, I try to make sure that I incorporate African prints in it because it's rich in culture. And when people see you, it interprets culture, it interprets beauty, it interprets
Right.
boldness. So I just love playing with African prints actually, and I
It's
want to be
fly,
able to
man.
share with everyone,
I
everyone,
see your
like not
stuff.
just black people, like everybody experience this when you wear it, the confidence.
It's dope, man. I'm glad you said that you might have something coming out for men because I think I've been asking you that for about a year now. Like, where's the guy stuff? What we
I did
doing?
not mention men. Men, actually, my dream. I said I have something else coming up. I didn't mention men. I did not.
So
But
wait, so there's no men stuff coming?
wait, my dream in the long run,
Oh,
definitely.
so I'm getting
De-
ahead of the
oh,
dream. I'm already
definitely,
materializing the
definitely.
dream.
Ibrahim, we need to talk like offline, like we can collaborate. I'm down, but definitely, I want to incorporate everyone. But for right now, I want to introduce the Uche exclusive princesses. Like we have the women. How about the young girls? Wow,
Okay, yeah.
catch them
That's
young.
dope too. Yeah,
You
I
know,
like
build their confidence while they're young. So that's what actually I'm saying it for the first time actually. So
Yes. We have a like what's his name? Fat Joe's thing. Have Jopra moments. We having a Mopra moment.
right? So now this is gonna air. I'm gonna hop on the phone and call my friends and be like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this because I don't want you to hear it first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually, I'm working on that really like really, really soon. And yeah, I believe you should catch them here because when they have confidence in themselves, that was something that I actually did struggle with while I was growing up.
Mm,
Self-esteem. I did struggle with that a lot. I learned that at a very like I don't want to say old age, but I was already 22. Right? Hold on, sorry. I was like 25 when I actually did have full confidence in myself and I built my self-esteem. So I believe that we don't have to leave them out. We have to catch them young and make them realize that you're a queen. Don't let anybody tell you anything else.
yeah.
And you have to respect yourself for other people to respect you. So, yes, that's why I really want to incorporate the young, especially young girls now. And definitely the men is coming, the princes are coming, but the princesses is the next project for me.
It's important, man, especially to empower them. And then even outside of like an aesthetic view, just like an internal empowering,
Yes.
like, hey, we paying attention to you, you matter. So that's a big deal to do that. And they do need that because 25, it's no fault of your own, and it's not, and we're not going to do the blame game or point any fingers, but it just makes you think about how much attention do we pay to our children and their
That's
development in that
absolutely.
area. We always, African parents, right? We always education is, we just want you to make sure that you be a doctor or a lawyer, right? But what about how you're doing up here, and that kind of brings me to my next question too, honestly. I asked you how are you doing, but I really didn't pause, and so I really want to know specifically with everything that's been going on over the last year. It's rare that we do a mental check-in and we just say how are you doing and we pause. So I'd like to ask you, with everything that's going on, just the backdrop of 2020, everything, um, how are you doing mentally? Where are you?
Thank you for actually asking because it's we're all going through the same thing. So it's
Mhm.
rare to see people ask you how you're doing because they're going through their own stuff too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's actually a good thing that you brought it up because it's something that I'm going to learn from you. Ask people how they're doing because we feel like, oh, we're going through this. We need to check on each other. I'm
Yeah.
doing very well, thank you. Like it's 2021. We're passing, I mean, like we're learning to grow, to get used to the normal. Like we're learning to have it become our new normal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because with everything, being a parent, homeschooling, with work and business, and you know how the business had to change from
Yeah.
what it used to be to the pandemic stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot better now. Like I'm really doing good right now. Um, Hoping for a positive future for everyone, because we all had to learn how to get used to something that we were not used to, and we learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Everybody learned the hard way. Yeah.
If you did not, um, if you didn't have the ability to pivot or just adjust or be adaptable, it really exposed itself during this time period.
Yes.
Everybody that I've spoken to, and I say this on every single episode, because everybody gives me the same answer, is that even though this was a crazy time, for the most part, the people that I speak to on here, they're doing pretty well. And I think that it speaks to the type of person that I talk to or that I have on my show. And we're all creators.
Yeah.
And so once again, I always say I'm doing like a case study because we are the people who are going to bring everybody along into the future because we already are the type of people that we used to, making moves and pivoting on it at the drop of a dime. And I think and that's one of the reasons why this is so important to me because I want entrepreneurs to be looked at with respect and not in a sense of, oh, this person just doesn't know what they want to do, or they're a rebel with no cause and they don't like rules. Like, no, our society needs people like us for times like this,
Yeah.
right? Because when I talk to you and you say I'm doing okay, there's 10 people to just your one that's saying they're not doing okay. They don't know what to do because they're so used to, they have a routine, somebody takes care of them, a job takes care of them, and they don't know how to think outside of the box and make it happen. And I mean, so that was kind of like a roundabout way to get to innovation for you, right? So how has this thing spawned innovation for you and your business model?
That's actually a very good question because innovation. You had a great point when you said this brought out exactly what was inside of you that we didn't even know we had.
Yeah,
And as an entrepreneur, you have to be innovative. No one,
yeah,
like reality check, is going to tell you, you just have to pivot. Before the pandemic, I was like, Uche exclusive clothing line. Okay. And after the pandemic, post pandemic, I'm like, Uche exclusive clothing and accessory line. That's
mm,
what it is now. So what happens is everything is being produced in Nigeria. And during the main, like when the pandemic started, that was in March. Yes, I couldn't. My goods could not ship to the United States because
yeah,
everything was on lockdown.
yeah,
And this went on for like I believe 3 months. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I have to keep the dollars coming in because I have to do something.
yeah,
So like my creative side started thinking of, okay, what's next? What do I do? Because this is all I like. What's the next thing?
yeah, yeah,
Then I decided to, like, I thought about, okay, let me make back, because I've been thinking of making. Uche Exclusive has bags before in the past,
yeah,
and then I've been thinking of bringing it back because when I sold the bag, it got sold out like twice that I brought it in, and people have been requesting for a comeback. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do a crochet bag because I can get the crochet here in Houston.
mm, yeah,
I can get everything for production here in Houston. So let me do that. So I went, YouTube University.
yeah. Shout out to that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm an alum.
So, I went there and, determined everything I needed to do that. And of course, I can sew. I can make my clothes myself. Why I
Yeah,
produce myself in Nigeria is because it's, a huge quantity which I cannot do myself.
yeah,
So I did the design. The first design I did that, and I also, of course, African print because I want African, a touch of African print.
yeah,
I did the crochet bag, added African prints on there. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just test the market and see what happens. Let me see if my queens are gonna love this. I was kind of, nervous. And like in 1 week it got sold out. And I'm like,
mm.
what? Okay. So I had to
Yeah.
do
Now we talking.
yeah, so I had to do another design. So that's how I actually did innovate something else for myself. So it was, as an entrepreneur, you have to be flexible, you have to be innovative, you
Yeah,
have to think of like, okay, things would not always go the way you want it. Like there's always this reality check. You set your goals, but the situation will tell you, nope,
yeah,
and then you have to think of what's next. So that was how I decided to, now go. At this point, actually, the last one I released was last week. That one is almost sold out. I don't know if I'm going to have the time again because uh, the new collections are coming in. I don't know if I'll
yeah.
have the time to go back and do that, but I'm glad that I discovered something with that. So with this pandemic, it did help me. My innovative side did come out. Sometimes even though I thought I wasn't innovative, but like you cannot separate an entrepreneur with being innovative. You just have to be.
It comes with the territory. It comes with the territory, man. Like
Yes.
I think that we kind of get like I don't know. There's a fear. We have the same reflex that everybody else has, but there's an attraction to the challenge
Yes.
of being innovative that I think that entrepreneurs just have to have, you know, because I think that that's like the clear distinction between a person who is not willing to take that risk and they rather, lock into something that's already put together for them and pray to God that that thing is just going to, last forever.
Hmm.
Then there's this crazy gene that entrepreneurs have where we have to we have to accept the challenge. And a lot of times, and I have this saying, it's we found purpose on the other side of fear,
Yes.
and that's pretty much like that. That's like the driver in terms of like the way that I constructed this corporate dropout university in my mind is everything that we want, if we truly want it, it's on the other side of fear. And I'm just it's so cool to hear it. It gets solidified every single time I talk to another entrepreneur that like that is our way, you know. So what's on the horizon? Like what you got that you kind of you peeked into you kind of gave a spoiler alert with the princess line.
I know you made me do that.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah,
you got
that's
exclusive.
what's next. I wanted to put it on the down low and then like ta-da, pop it on you because I'm used to, low key doing my stuff and just pop it on people, I kind of like that. It's more of a big deal when I do that, but it's okay. That's the next stage is the princess line. And I'm really putting a lot into it because at first I was thinking, okay, I want to do the princess line, but I'm gonna get motivated when I have my own princess. But
Mhm.
I'm like, no, I can't wait. Like I can't be that selfish. There are other princesses that need to actually
Yeah, I got one. So yeah, come on now.
exactly like Nia. Yes, Nia.
Yes, shout out to Nia,
Shout out to Nia.
but
Yes.
not too loud because her butt need to be in bed if she.
So yeah, I was like, yeah, so I can't wait anymore. I put in a lot of creativity into this. At the same time, simplicity. I just want to like I'm ready to listen to them. I'm ready to hear what they have to say. But I am out for them this year. Of course, my queens are also there as well. And one thing that I want to look, you know what? I'm not gonna. Don't worry. Yeah,
Come on now. Yeah, no.
Oh
We
my
didn't
God,
started it. Okay, so
I'm,
let me share this with you. Let me encourage you, right? I've taken on a new. I had to challenge my old way, right? Because my old way was, I'm all quiet, and then I'm the surprise guy. Like I'm the surprise guy for birthdays, Christmas. I'm like that's what I do, right? But then I was like, you know what? There is a space. There's some. I'm kind of depriving people of a certain area, and that is the build up excitement. Now what we're trying to avoid by and so here we go. We're about to go down the rabbit hole a little bit, but see if you can follow me.
okay.
We have to check our own egos, right?
Mm,
Because a lot of times we don't want to tell people in advance because we don't want to disappoint, right? So if I don't tell you what I'm doing and I fail, if I fail, then I won't. There'll be no scrutiny, right? Because nobody ever knew I was trying,
that, yes,
right?
yes,
But that's just like the first level of development. The second level of development is it doesn't matter. You got to put it out and you speak it and you say it. And if it doesn't go 100% the way that you thought it should go, everything is a lesson anyway. The only thing that will be damaged is your ego, right?
right.
So for me, right, like I wasn't a like an external planner. Well, lately, what I've been doing, like I was like, you know what, man, a part of the magic of Christmas is the buildup, right? So even with like a brand launch, like or something like that, like a part of the magic of the actual product is the journey to the product, right? The buildup and the anticipation. And if it falls short of your mark, then it's like the only thing that really gets hurt is your own ego.
Yes, that's true.
You didn't lose anything really. And so to me, that's like the next level of development that I've been challenging myself, where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna say what I intend to do. I'm gonna put in all of my effort to get it done. And then if it doesn't get done, all right, I know that I put in maximum effort. Nobody can make me feel so bad, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not even doing it. Like I'm the one putting in the work anyway.
That's true.
But
And
if I
there's another part of that too, which is actually my main challenge because I honestly know that there are still some I can always do better in some aspects of my life. My
Mhm.
main challenge is I love to focus a lot on the big picture, and it's
Yeah,
something that I'm teaching myself to celebrate the little wins. And
yeah,
when you see like what you're doing now, you're helping the community and bringing us on here. That way any entrepreneur that listens to all of your interviews, we're inspired by that. That's something you're doing. However, there's a lot of work that went into this. It's not just about what we're seeing. You did
hmm
a lot of back work, right?
yeah,
So the process the process, actually, we need to appreciate that process. When people see the finished work, they're like, oh wow, thinking it's that easy.
yeah,
But um, celebrating the small wins and actually appreciating myself for making those efforts, that's something that I'm actually working on because I don't actually give myself enough credit until I see the results, like the big results. That's something I'm working on. That's actually the challenge why I do my things low key and then bring it bring it out like, okay,
yeah.
now I feel like I've done something. So
No.
yeah, it's something that I'm working on getting better every day. But
It helps, man. It helps because what happens is once I remove my ego, right, and I do these things and people know like the process, now I can help somebody, right? Because if I'm only saying surprise, I look at how good I am, like you didn't know what was going on and boom, here I am. They're like, man, like I can't even imagine doing that, so I'm not even going to try. But if I tell them like, man, look, I got fired from a job, and then that's how this thing even started with me going full time. I
yeah,
tried. I had a shop. I didn't make it. I had to close the shop. I had, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, okay, like that's tangible. You know what I'm saying? Like these are real things. And it might also let somebody know that this is not for them. If they thinking that they just gonna log on and then start, like that's not how it works. you know.
You're
So
so
it's
right. Because when I first started Uche Exclusive, I literally thought the only work I had to do was to
yeah,
produce, set up the website, and go to bed, and people will order and I ship to them. That's what I actually did think.
mm-mm.
I was at a standstill for years. So it's what we're talking about. Like we see the big picture and we don't even know there's process to it.
Yeah,
And I was at a standstill for years. I'm like, what's going on? Then I started to research and I knew that okay, the work just got started.
yeah,
Because it
yeah,
was a reality check. Like, no, it's not about the product. The fact that you thought about this and I took action, that's a big deal.
yeah,
However, your work just got started. You have to network, you have to collaborate. Not until I started to network, that's when I started to move. You have to collaborate, you have to advertise. Like any day I put, and like if you notice, like the whole of this week, I actually did not display Uche exclusive on my Instagram because any day I display, like here we go, it's more orders coming in because you
yeah,
have to do that. You have to advertise. Like you can advertise for free on your Instagram page. You have to do all this stuff. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Like it's not a bed of roses. It's real hard work. So when
yeah.
I first started, I was like, okay, like I went to bed, waking up, checking my my back office, and I'm like, what's going on? Not even one order. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a lot of So yeah, I'll go ahead and say what I wanted to say.
Yeah, come on with it.
You did a good job. So
Yes.
my main goal actually is to own a factory in Nigeria. That's
Hmm.
my main goal, and that's what I'm working like actively working towards right now because I do have factories that produce for me. However, I believe that I have what it takes to actually own my factory and
Hmm.
get other companies to source from us because China is doing this, Turkey is doing this, Nigeria can do it because we are highly skilled. We have a lot, and the reason behind this is that we have a lot of skills in Nigeria. Like we have a lot of talented people in Nigeria, and I know for sure because I come from Nigeria. However, there's not enough labor. Like there's not enough people that are employing those skills.
Mm.
I can be part of the growth. I can be part of the movement. I can do what they do in China and replicate it there
Yeah,
and actually source for companies like you can, like we can do this too. This is Uchi. Like everybody that buys Uchi exclusive, I get very good feedback from them. This is good quality because to me, it's not about what you want, it's about what you need.
yeah,
And I choose to go with quality.
yeah,
It can be you might want to buy something that is cheaper, but tomorrow you want to buy something else. However, if you buy something of great quality, you would love it, appreciate it, and you can gift it to someone when you're tired of having it. Because I believe that when you get something, you should get the value of what you get it for. Even if it's like $1, you should get the value of it. But when
yeah.
the thing goes, when the thing does not last, is not durable, you might feel like you didn't get the value of what you got. So I wanted, like, that's the reason behind me wanting to have a factory in Nigeria that actually do produce Uche exclusive instead of sourcing it outside, sourcing with my like do with my factory, and then also get other companies to do with us as well.
I'm like, okay, you do that, then I'm gonna have to be forced to start the male version of Uche exclusive
Oh,
and
we're
just
here. Like I am ready
source
for
through
all
you.
that. I am
Yeah.
ready. I'm ready for all that because once it's up and running, it's we have a laid down process on how that's gonna work, and it's gonna take a span of, without going too much into detail, it's gonna take a span of 1 year to actually get exactly what we want because I really want to make sure that we have people that can do. the work and get it right.
Yeah.
So once it's ready, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for others. I'm coming for children's plays, Gap. Like I am ready to, make an impact. That way, it's a win-win. We're contributing to the African economy, and
Yeah.
also we're also bringing good quality products over here as well. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a win-win thing. So
No,
that's my goal. That's my goal, and I pray seriously that I'm able to accomplish it because I'm working day and night to make it work.
so look, so I got to do it, man. This is a brief PSA commercial for GABA, Global African Business Association. We are both members, and so if you're wondering why do they even think in that way, well, it's largely due to the types of conversations that we are privy to, being members of GABA. Because when
Yeah,
you were talking about like getting your own factory, the first thing I thought about was, the supply chain, that Akindele, speaks about all the
all
time.
the time. Yes,
And that's just, that's the beautiful thing about that the organization
yes.
is. That's
And
the passion.
Gabby helped me a lot. Remember, I told you that um, I actually didn't move until I started networking, and GABA is one of those things. Joining GABA changed a lot for me because the conversation that go on, and when
Yeah,
Akindele is talking about, owning your thing and, connecting wealth from Africa to America and America to Africa, like it's, all those things get me thinking. I don't just read those conversations. I also think about how can I be useful to the economy? How can I be part of this change? So that has helped me a lot. So yeah, thank you for plugging that in. Gabba has really, really helped me to think further on, okay, what's next? What's next? And
yeah,
being what we have inside of us, because you have to have it inside of you, and someone will help you bring it out.
yeah. That's 100%, man. You have to be around the type of people that are doing what you want to do, you
Yeah.
know. And because I had to, I really had to, like, I had to pay attention to my circle, and I had to allocate my time better, you know. And it wasn't me saying, oh, I just can't deal with this person. But I said, well, no, it's not that I can't deal with this person. It's that I need to better. I need to spend more time dealing with other types of people to make up for the amount of time that I may deal with people that I just grew up with, or we just had a certain mindset at a certain time, and now I want certain things. I'm like, well, I want these things. Who are the people that are doing these things? And you know, and I put it out in the atmosphere, and then my cousin introduced me to the group. And so, and then not even just GABA, but just like, I told you about CGE, Creative Group Economics, like just finding my tribe, man. And it's important. It's very important. And what I want to ask you is your brand of advice for an entrepreneur who is at a crossroad and they don't know what they if they want to continue on their journey to entrepreneurship, or if they even want to start. They may be a person who is thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. What is your brand of advice for that person who is struggling right now?
I would tell them to, it's worth it. It's truly worth it. It is fulfilling to know that you are part of the solution to a specific need, because anything we
Yeah,
do, you're creating a solution towards a specific need. It's satisfying. There are challenges. However, when you have the passion for it and knowing that you're creating this solution is going to be fulfilling, I want to tell them that network, network, network.
network.
You do not have competition, you have collaboration. If there's anybody you feel like, oh, I want to do this, but this person is already doing this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
No.
Copy them. It's okay to copy what's right, but do it your own way.
Yeah.
Do it your own way. It is very fulfilling to be an entrepreneur because we need you. And there's something Tyler Perry said when he got his speech. He said, some people's destinies are tied to yours.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, they might like there are you might start doing it now and be successful tomorrow, and you hire people, and those people will learn from you and go start their own. But if you had never done it, that would never have happened. So you're not just holding yourself, delaying yourself, you're also delaying someone else. So why do
Exactly.
you want to be a hindrance to God's blessing, not just to you, but to other people as well that would gain from that? If I had not started Uche Exclusive, the people that are producing my clothes in Nigeria would not have had that opportunity to do so. I would have hindered them from doing that.
Exactly.
So it's just do it, but know that you have to put in the work. Keep going. It's okay to fail. Like when you plan something, it's okay to fail. It's okay to invest in a specific thing and you lose the money because tomorrow you're going to gain it back. You're going to get it back. Every investment you made is worth it. You either win or you learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would tell any entrepreneur that is tired, keep going. You would never regret it. When, just like you said, on the other side, like on the other side of fear is success.
Yeah.
You would like some things that we, some things that we actually lose is things that we, how do you explain that? There's a way John Maxwell explains that you will never know what you've lost because you never tried.
Yeah.
So just keep going. Network, it's very good. And secondly, advertise. There's free advertising on social media. You already have your people, you post your pictures and they comment. Advertise to them and tell them, I do this. Somebody out there might want it or might need it. And before you know it, it's going to go from there. And thirdly, you also, which I believe is my secret sauce, is excellent customer experience. Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
we keep telling ourselves, oh, you know, support Black people, support your brothers, support your sisters. And yes, I want to support my brothers and my sisters. But when I go to support and you don't value me, I'm not coming back. So you also have to make sure that when you, like, right from the very first conversation, contact that you have with your prospective clients, that you give them that wow experience. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very important. That does help a lot. Do not compromise that. So those three things are the main things that have been keeping me going. And I just want to advise anyone, even if you're not thinking of being an entrepreneur, do so. Like share your skill with us. There has to be a skill that you have
Yeah.
and share
Yeah.
with us. We need it. There are so many skills that have been untapped. We need it. We would pay, like, a lot of people are looking for something that they will pay for, but they don't even, like, where can I find this service?
Yeah. You should leave this place empty, is what I always say. When
Yes,
it's time, when it's over, we should be empty.
yes,
We should not leave this place with anything left in our cup, you know. And you hit it right on the head. I think that people have to fall in love with the process. They have to fall in love with work, with that feeling of working, because if you don't, every time something difficult comes, you're going to sit it down. And I'm not talking at people, because I even have that, and so it's like, man, how many times do I want to start over? And so now I'm like, all right, well, look, man, once you get this going this time, you need to just you better keep it going, because you know how hard it is if you haven't been doing them sit-ups. And then you want to get back on that floor, a month later. It's hard, man. So
yes,
I just think about that, like, I got to do something, because if I don't, if I sit it completely down, like, with the whole pivoting, this is a pre-recorded thing now. At first, it was not. It was a live thing that I was doing, but I had to pivot. I had to think on my, because the way I'm funding this thing, it required me to change the time. But for a split second, I was like, people aren't going to want to, like do it that way. And I was like, you know what? I can't make that decision for people. I got to at least ask.
Yeah.
And so far, here we are, man. Here we
And that's a good one. Ibrahim, you're actually like, you're doing a great job with this, honestly, because you never know. I did listen to your last check-in with the
Mhm.
author, and I learned a lot from it because I also I'm an author of a customer service book as well. I
Yes.
did learn a
Yes.
lot from what she had to say. So it's you, and I'm beginning to apply that. So you are actually part of the change, and it's really encouraging, which I'm not surprised about because I've worked with you before. So I know your will, I know your zeal, and when you want to do something, you want to get it done. Like nothing
Yeah.
stops you. You're really like doing with what you said about the pivoting. Like you were like, okay, now do I make it pre-recorded and everything? Like it's very refreshing to see that you want to keep this going.
No, I appreciate you guys, man. Just continuing support. And there's a person here, my son.
Is that Nia?
Oh, this is the boy. You want to make a guest appearance?
Oh, what? Hey! Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Hello, I can see you,
you
baby.
finally made a guest appearance. So
That's
you are
our
on the
special
check-in, son.
guest. That's our special guest.
Yeah, little Eb.
Oh, what's his name?
His name is Ibrahim. He has my name too.
Oh, Ibrahim!
Yeah, but we call
Wow!
him Eb.
Oh, hi, Evie. Such a cutie.
Um, so at this point, I want you to let the people know how they can contact you, where can we find you, where can we buy your merch, like give us the rundown. How can people get in contact with you and how can we better support you as your community?
Yes, so my website is www.ucheexclusive.net, and
Hmm.
Uche is Uchexclusive.
Mm.
And the X exclusive, yeah, Uche and exclusive share one E. So it's just one E in the middle because a lot of people make a mistake to say Uche then put exclusive as well. My Instagram is Uche exclusive underscore, and my Facebook page is Uche exclusive at Uche exclusive. And all of my information is on the website. My phone number,
Yeah.
email address, whichever. Yeah, everything is there.
So, and then that's kind of the second part of that question was, how can we as your community better support you, even if it's not, of course we can buy your products, but how can we better support you as your community?
Pass the word around. Like word of mouth is very powerful. Tell, tell, tell a friend that I know of the Nigerian American designer, and she's really good. It's
You
true.
got you got to listen, man. She's talking, son. You got to listen. You hear her talking?
It's true.
Yeah, you
Like
got to listen.
advertising, it does help people knowing that you exist because we have a lot of people that have the skill, but some people do not know they exist. So people knowing that you exist, that's advertising is actually how people get to know about your product and then can order your product. So word of mouth, pass the message. That's one thing I can think of. Yeah, I think that's what I can remember right now.
Okay,
Yeah, and I'm also a customer service trainer. That's
that's
another
big.
thing, that's another thing that I did this year, last year during the usually I'm a custom because I'm an author of the Impact of Excellent Customer Service on Business Growth, which is in the African American Library, by the way. I'm proud of that, and said
Shout
Pan
out.
African Library. So I do. I said I was going to start teaching companies on how to better like give that wow experience to their customer, because people think customer service is just as it sounds, but there's something extra to it, because I've been
Yeah.
able to use that weapon to actually like make over remember 3 years back to back for blinds.com. So because of that, I do know firsthand like there's some things that has to be in place for you to be able to give the wow experience. With the pandemic, I was able to like reach out to companies that normally I couldn't reach out to, because it had to be Houston, so I was limited. So I did only one paid job before the pandemic. But during the year 2020, I actually did 3 paid jobs because companies that was not in Houston, the 3 of them were companies that was not in Houston. So I had to do like virtual Zoom.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay. So even when the pandemic is over, I'm not going. It has to be virtually. So I had to do a virtual Zoom thing, and that did help a lot. So even when I was like, oh, how am I going to do it? I gave it a try to reach out to those companies. I sent out to like 20 companies, and 3 reached back out to me and shortlisted me. So it has really like the innovative side that those that have the innovative side win on in 2020 actually.
100%. I know I got a few things I got where I'm like, I'm not going back to regular. Like I'm this thing has brought us closer. Like we don't have to worry about being in the same state. But
Exactly.
you are spot on. Uche, I want to thank you for spending your time after that long day that you had to
Thank you
come
for
and
having me.
in
I
my
love this.
question. I appreciate you not only as a guest here, but as a sister of what we've accomplished and the things that we will do. I want to thank the people who will see this when it comes out. We do this can't say every Sunday anymore, right? But we do this every week, and and we just appreciate the support. Um, and yeah, man, I'm just happy that we were able to make this happen. I really do appreciate you.
I'm happy to. Thank you so much for having me, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. This one, man, this guy, he came and crashed the whole thing. Say good night, son.
He's part of the package. Like I see so.
You say good night, sonny.
Good night, baby.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. Oh, and of course, I can't leave without saying this. If you don't know the motto by now, shame on you. If you call yourself a hustler and your hustle motivates, you got to check in. And we out on that note.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Oh, there you go. Now you say good night.